Hey, welcome back. My name is Mars, and this is part 4 of Alone with You. Yeah, 4. Oh shit. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, wait. Is it usually this up close? What? I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go to the... I kind of forgot where I left off. I think I'm supposed to go to bed. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to bed for the night. Choose your chapstick on for the night. I do put on chapstick before I go to bed. After brushing my teeth, because like the toothpaste, day 4, the toothpaste like dries up your lips. You gotta moisturize. Ah, punctual as always, I see. Well, if you... I'm gonna chill out with the voice. If you're up to it, we've got one more area to visit today. I'm ready. Coffee? ... Coffee is what we're gonna say. I will ensure that your shuttle has a fresh coffee pod ready when you leave. You should come to the core for now, though, so we can get started. It's so far been like very like formulaic, like each day has kind of just been the same. So I'm like, I thought there was like horror in this. I feel like I read that somewhere that there's supposed to be some horror. I mean, I guess the horror is that I'm isolated on a planet all by myself. I don't know, whatever. Well, today should be an easy choice. There is only one area left to check for now. However, I've been picking up some rumblings of another storm on its way. Oh, my neck's itching. You can access your ship as usual in the South Shuttle Bay. Please do be careful out there. Heading south, da-da-da-da-da. I'm just keeping the stick down. Just keeping it down. So that was the first place. Sorry, I got a text. Someone's supposed to come over. So... we're probably gonna go to there. Whatever the hell that is. Agrodomes with Leslie Bahardwaj. I like it had even the... I didn't notice this till now. I mean, it's such a minor thing, but the effect of the rain bouncing off the shuttle is that's kind of cool. This is the main grow dome in the facility, where the colonists use advanced hydroponics to grow base foods for processing. You can't see it from the ground, but the top of the building is like a giant round basin, and it was designed to catch the rainfall and collect it. The top layer of the building processes the rain to remove its acidic elements and treat it to be potable and suitable for plants. Once you're inside, you should be able to see the various grow rooms, but my readings seem off. Something's not entirely right. What is that sound? I can't tell if I'm hearing it out in the world or in the game. That's not right. The decontamination chamber you're in should be scanning you and clearing the air of toxins before you enter to protect the operation inside. It doesn't appear to be working correctly. Be careful in there. What is that? Slime! Based on what I'm reading, the facility seems to be in quite a state. Remember, we're here to find salvageable plant samples that we can use to keep the food processors running here until we escape. But first, you should find something that would indicate that what the crew were dealing with. Crew were dealing with? Instead of crew was dealing with? Anyways, grammar. What do I know? Try looking for research notes on tables or desks. Examine water tube. This tube feeds water collected on the special roof of the hydroponic systems here in the dome. It looks terribly corrupted, though. The water seems heavily saturated with a toxic... Just making sure my door is closed. The water seems heavily saturated with a toxic material that shouldn't be in the system. Piss. Let's scan. Those research notes handwritten by multiple people. Things must have been chaotic. Based on these, I can confirm 2 of the crew members. Leslie Bahardwaj, of course. As the facility manager, she was always on duty, and she would have been here to the very end. Ashley Hainsworth, the chief genetics researcher, she and Miss Bahardwaj had very different points of view if their personal logs were any indication. Personal? Meaning? So? Personal. Oh, I didn't pry into personal communications. Well, not while they were alive at least. But in the past while, I've been looking into everything. Miss Bahardwaj was an excellent leader, though a bit of reluctant one. She preferred consultation with her subordinates and open discussion. Miss Hainsworth, on the other hand, felt that leadership required a stronger hand, and as the situation got worse, their differences became more pronounced. Look at rubble pile. The dome is in pretty bad shape. It looks like walls have collapsed, and there's a lot of damage all around. There were other labs around the other side of that corridor. Fuck, now my eye. Cut that out! There were other labs around the other side of that corridor, but you won't be able to access them. We'll just have to focus our efforts here. Wait. To legumes chamber 2. Oh. Interesting. Okay, let's go to the roots and tubers chamber. Love my tubers and roots. It looks like a seismic event collapsed one of the walls here. You may be able to squeeze through, though. Do I want to do that? Can't squeeze through that way. Oh, that's a person. Was a person. Oh, I'm sorry, Cornholio. You appear to have found the corpse of Arlo... Is it Jaeger? I'm gonna say Jaeger. Huh. It doesn't have the, like, ... The production supervisor. His body is trapped beneath the rubble from that wall. It looks like... Why is this... Whatever. It looks like he attempted to keep himself alive with the produce in that room, but either the tainted crops got the better of him, or he simply never came. Wait, I thought I was doing some squeezing. Oh, that way. Pass through the rubble. My head's itching. Go this way. Looks like something over there. Look at note. It's a note from horticultural technician Florent Marchand. Florent instead of Florence. That's interesting. I keep saying, like, something instead of something. Ooh. Special ventilation for this room is permanently shut down. Nothing we can do about it. There's an addition. If you two could have stopped bickering, maybe you'd have done your job, and these crops wouldn't have failed. Does that say rag? Just kidding. RA9. I kind of miss playing Detroit. Pass through the rubble. What's this? Fruit. Can I go this way? Wowee. Flowers chamber. Okay. So that door is probably the flowers chamber. This is the leafy greens chamber. They got some kale in here? That looks all dead. What is this? There are flowers growing at the base of the vines. Sorry. They appear to either be resistant to the toxins that have invaded the dome or a result of them. Likely they took root within the filtration and drainage systems below and crawled their way up through that grate. A note. It's a note from Florent Marchand, the horticulture technician. It reads, "The ceiling tracks were damaged by the sudden growth of vines. Due to damage, auto sprinklers haven't been able to move correctly. This room is probably beyond repair." Alright, alright. Can I... No, nothing up there. Anything, anything, anything? RA9? Nothing. Oh, that's as far as it'll let me go. Well, yeah, that's as far as that'll let me go. So let's go back to the main hub. I wonder if I can go to this place now? Legumes chamber 2. Lentils. It's a note from Horno- Oh my god, stop saying all those hard words. They're not hard words, they're just very long. It's a note from horticultural technician Florent Marchand. Please note, solution tubes are leaking due to faulty seals. New ones are being printed and will be installed. I know it sucks, but I'm backed up with repair requests. There's a hole. There's a hole. Oh god, I'm stuck. Oh, that's a hole, not a shadow. That's why. Okay, I see. I see what you're doing now. I see what you're doing. So I can't go in there. The thick vines have really taken root there. You won't be able to get through those right now. Right now. Eventually I will be able to. Decantam. Those vines are blocking the door. You'll have to find a way to get them out of the way. Out of your way. Oh, I didn't know that was a door. Agroponic Dome Administration. Ooh, it looks like some old pizza. Communal bookshelf. There are an assortment of reference texts as well as leisure reading on the shelf. There is also a collection of holotapes. Oh my, they look to be bootleg movies. / pornos. There are drama, action, and even romance films. All entirely illegal copies that someone must have covertly brought with them or scanned via the interspace net. If the situation wasn't so dire, I would be inclined to note this in my next report to Hudson Cartier Mission Control, but given the circumstances, it hardly seems a priority. Yeah, it doesn't. Narc. That wall-mounted cot is similar to your own bed. It was meant for short-term rests for the colonists who work there. This game is fucking me up. This is so much fucking talking. Sometimes longer than normal hours were required, and that break room was used as temporary sleeping quarters often. Mess. Good work, you found something that can help us. According to these notes, a toxin— Oh, those are notes? I thought that was pizza! A toxin of some kind compromised the whole facility, impacting food growth. There's a detailed analysis on the toxin here, and might be able to use these formulae to reconfigure your scanner. Yes, this will work. You should be able to scan whatever plant life you come across now and determine if it's suitable for processing. We need to find specimens that are at least 60% viable for processing. Okay. I thought those things in the foreground I could... Datapad. Good find! That datapad still has some power left and doesn't seem to be password protected. Don't do that. Let me see if there's anything of use. It seems to contain a private chat thread between Ashley and the chief genetics researcher, and Arlo, the production supervisor. I'll read it to you. Ashley. So now, you see what I mean? Arlo. Yeah, it's like she's afraid to make a decision. Ashley? Exactly. Ashley. She seems to freeze when things like this happen. Arlo. I agree that this situation with the toxins needs to be dealt with more quickly. Ashley. Don't be so diplomatic. You're sounding like her. I think we have a huge problem here. She needs to make a decision. The chat log ends there. It seems like some of Leslie's subordinates didn't agree with her leadership style. Look at note. It's a note from a horticultural technician Florent Marchand. Use of the processing machine without my say-so is expressly forbidden. Since you keep going around my back, I've password locked it. You want in? Pay attention to my warnings next time. Gosh. This machine has timed out and requires a passcode to unlock it. Do you want to enter a passcode? Never mind. We gotta find that. And we will. We shall. So... I have to go out and find... I don't know. This? Here we go. Now I can scan plants. Well, this is a surprise. This plant is entirely unknown. Sorry. And not one of the varieties commonly grown in the domes. Somehow, it has thrived within the toxic environment. Your scan shows it's 92% viable for processing. Water tube. Tubing. 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 No one's gonna know what I'm talking about. But if you do, let me know. But I highly doubt anyone's gonna know what that is from. Except Jade. Jade probably knows. You've scanned some modified potatoes. Those are potatoes? I thought those were oranges. Their rich color comes from the extra vitamins and minerals they carry. It looks like these potatoes were heavily affected by the toxin. Oh, yeah. They're only 35% viable for processing. Let's squeeze through here and see if there's any plants I can scan. That thing? An unknown species of flowers has sprung up in this hydroponic system. It appears to have mutated from another strain. I'm checking the flowers again to see if these are even viable as a food source. It appears not. They're too alien for our systems. Alien. These flowers are barely 5% viable for processing. Well, what about the... Well, what's this? No? None of those? Okay. Moving right along. I don't need more water. There's just so much damn talking. Alright. What's this? Oops. Here we go. I knew it was lentils! That lentil plant still looks fairly vibrant. The surface detail suggests it's mostly intact. Yes, the skin confirms it. Excellent, fine. That plant is 89% viable for processing. I knew it was lentils. Let's scan that vine. Those green bean vines were once fast-growing and efficient, but they appear withered and dry now. Unfortunately, the scan confirms this. They're not even 77% viable for processing. Nothing over here, nothing over here. Tubing. So, like, what now? There's no point in leaving until we get what we came for. I feel like I'm done, personally. Alright. Leafy greens. Can you... Okay. What about... Oh, right. Wait. Rampion hybrid. You've scanned Rampion, an ancient earth vegetable. Geneticists recently revived the strain for its hardiness and nutrition. Excellent work. This leafy green is still 75% viable for processing. What else you got? What else you got? What's over here? Spinach. This is promising. That spinach is generally quite rich in nutrients. Lab modifications have made it exceptionally so. It's been compromised somewhat by the environment, but we can still use some of it. It's 61% viable for processing. I like spinach. I like vegetables and such. What's vegetables and such? Oh, okay, hang on. Requires a password. Let's just see. Oh no, never mind. I thought maybe... So... Okay, so we have to find... Oh. Wait a minute. Maybe it's in a note or something? The password? This. I'm not really sure how to go about this. We need the password. Oh, God. I just don't... Okay. Let's look at this note. So I'm noticing there's these words that are like all caps. I don't know if that's like part of the password. I'm gonna write it down. We'll see. I don't know if that like makes sense for a password, but oh wait, okay, there was this. Okay, so let me, it won't let me look through that. Hey, get in there. Hey, get in there. Okay. Sucks. Oh, this job sucks. See, I noticed there was like something weird about some of the notes having like all cap, like random words that were in all caps, but I think what I've got is job, this, and sucks. So it's like the password is just this job sucks. Let's do it. I think I know what it is. THISJOBSUX. Just kidding, SUCKS. I bet it's it. What the fuck? That wasn't it? Did I misspell it? Hold on. Because I said SUX. Maybe there's a space? Let me see. Okay. Hey! I knew it! It's a processing machine. Colonists would take crops and turn them into raw materials for the food processors and life support systems. However, it looks like it's been reconfigured, judging by the data Miss Bhardwaj and her crew were trying to create a herbicide to fight off the invasive vines. My ear's itching. It looks like they partly succeeded, but they may have had to abandon the dome before their work was finished. How so? Why? Okay. Okay. It appears that an automated procedure was initiated, but no one stayed to see its completion or results. By activating the machine again, you've confirmed the procedure. Excuse me. According to this, a successful herbicide was made. The machine should dispense it to the slot beside you. Oh, that's how we're gonna bust up them vines. Open sample tray.
Yes, give it to me.
That herbicide can be applied directly to vines. Are there areas where vines are getting in your way? Yeah. Remember? Stop saving and let me do this. Let's see what happens when you apply the herbicide to those vines. Beep, beep, beep. The vines seem to have recessed. You can access that area now. Stuttering a little bit there. Oh, more notes. Lovely. These flowers that Miss Bhardwaj was growing, she seemed to be using substantial resources purely for aesthetic purposes. A certain percentage of dome production time and materials were dedicated to this, for psychological and community purposes. I don't believe this effort, however, was within the allotted amounts. Miss Bhardwaj seems to have taken quite an interest in flowers. What is unclear, however, is whether these were grown during normal production or after the toxins set in. Either way, this broken bulb has been too greatly affected, we cannot use them for our purposes. It's the same thing. That broken bulb contained chicory, which was often used as a coffee substitute. The flowers looked fairly healthy. Unfortunately, prolonged exposure to the air and polluted water there means the plant was only 23% viable for processing. Alright, let's check this out. That printed photograph is faded and damaged, but I can still make out its general image. It appears to be of a breed of canine known as a corgi. Put a picture of a corgi in this video where I say that. The dog is at an earth farm of some kind. Corgis are often used for small-scale herding of animals, such as bovines, cows. Their diminutive stature allows them to avoid being kicked. Is that right? Maybe Miss Bhardwaj knows something about this dog. You can ask her about it when you see her in the Holosim chamber. We'll check that body out in a second. That's specially modified garden cress. This variety is far more nutritious than its natural version. It looks like only that plant survived, but we're in luck. It's 78% viable for processing. Well, you seem to have scanned everything you're going to find in there. There isn't much more you can do. It's unfortunate that the facility is in such poor shape. At least we were able to salvage something for your food supply. This doesn't solve our long-term goal of stocking the escape ship, but at least it stabilizes things while we keep working. When you're ready, head back to the shuttle and plot a course back home. That'll be it for today. So the dead body that I walked by, we're just gonna never mind it. I'm not gonna do that. I forget to inform you that you've discovered the body of Florent Marchand, horticulture technician. His remains... Oh, okay. I had assumed it was a woman. His remains are quite old, and your scan reveals little in how he died. There appears to be severe trauma to his skull. Oh shit. That could be from a heavy blow or a sudden impact if he fell. There's a ladder there suggesting he was using it to repair something, but I can't be sure. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh. The poisonous plants that have invaded that dome are strange indeed. We were fortunate to find even as few samples as we did for our use. It looks like Miss Bahardawaj and her staff were scrambling to figure out how to combat toxin and revive the food system. After the Rift event, so many things fell apart. We're discovering more and more evidence of that. I suppose there's nothing more to be done there. You should get back home and out of that rain. It's like, you keep talking my ear off. I'm standing in the rain because of you. Let's go home. Hit my knuckle on the desk. Just trying to see if I can, like, make it all the way across the screen. Excellent work, Cornholio. You've been successful at every mission so far. This is really gonna help us. Come see me as usual so I can process these findings and plan our next move. Now I'm just gonna hit up, 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 up. Controller's vibrating. Cornholio, do you hear the storm outside? I feel it. I hear it? No. Oh, a storm? Not really. I hear it. The speaker on the controller. Sometimes I think sometimes I can't tell if it's coming from here or my headphones. But that time it really sounded like it was coming from here. I thought you might. The wind has really picked up, and it's getting increasingly hostile out there. The weakening of the planet has caused a violent new storm beginning to come our way. This wind is just the beginning. You should still be able to have one of your extracurricular meetings. But if I believe your safety is compromised, you'll have to shut things down. Since you went to the Agrodomes, you'll be able to visit Miss Bahardawaj in the Holosim Chamber tonight. Be mindful this evening. I would hate to see our last remaining home damaged the way Colony B was. Oh, let me recap my pen before the ink dries. That's how I feel every day. Job, this sucks. Job, this sucks. Wait, where am I going? Oh, wait, I'm supposed to... I'm going to the shuttle. I'm going to... Wait, where... Wait, command hallway, right? Oh, right. I forgot I'm supposed to go to my bed. Something scary better happen, god damn it. I mean, the music's kind of scary. Cornholio, please wake up. We may not have much time tonight. I was hesitant to let you go into the chamber, but the storm has calmed a bit, and I didn't want you to miss out. I know how much these visits mean to you, to the hologram, so as long as you don't take too long, you should be okay. But when your meeting is over tonight, please head straight to your quarters. I fear this storm may get worse again any minute. Stay safe tonight, Cornholio. So, the ambiance is freaky. It's scary. Alright. Effective. Let's get this shit on the road already. Oh, hello there. It's nice to finally get to meet you. I'm aware of your trip today, at least partly. How did the mission go? It was okay? Difficult? No problem. No problem. I'm glad to hear it. You seem very capable. Certainly so, if you survived this long. Yeah. I've just been there, I've been here, tending my garden. It's odd that now the way I'm seated, it's...
I'm shy. I'm shy.
Anyways, I've just been here tending my garden. It's odd that now that... I mean, I am shy. Okay, it's odd that now... There's too many that's. It's odd that now that I'm, well, this, I guess, that, I finally get to do what I love. Back in the Agrodomes, we were under a lot of pressure. Managing the staff and the operation was so important, but if I'm being honest, it was always the plants that I loved. The process of it. The puzzle of it all, you know? I get you, how so? Tell me more. I get you. Really? That's comforting, in a way. When you're the director of an operation like that, it's hard to find people who share your passions. When I signed up to come out here, I was thrilled with the idea of cultivating and nurturing an entire ecosystem. I mean, Hudson Cartier had a plan, of course. There are stages to terraforming, the ultimate one being, really, the creation of life. Just imagine it. This whole world, green, lush, vibrant, just like Earth used to be. The promise of that kept me going every day. All I ever wanted was to work with plants. Do you know what I mean? How so? Tell me more. Tell me more. Well, you know, the others were obsessed with radios or drones or ships. With me, it's always been about plants. When I was little, my family had a small farm, one of the few that were left. By then, with a corgi? By then, agriculture was almost entirely automated. It was illegal to sell the crops we produced. Too much regulation, too many companies controlling our food. You probably remember that. So we were only able to feed ourselves, which was also technically illegal. Everything we grew was natural, or as close as we could get. But after my parents died, I couldn't afford to keep the farm, to fend off the legal challenges from the companies who claimed we were stealing patented. Sorry, seeds. And somehow I found my way here. Hudson Cartier gave me my labs, gave me farmland, let me set up greenhouses. All of the rations we had here, those were all designed in my lab, tested in my fields. All I ever wanted was to work with plants. Do you know what I mean? Why do I have to say how so? I already said I getcha. Well, it's like anything else. It's rewarding to be challenged, to break new ground. Plants are like that for me. Maybe it's different for you, but the thrill of seeing life grow between your hands, under your feet, it's magical for me. I haven't really been paying attention to the picture, mostly just reading the text, because there's just so much of it. Especially since this facility is so cold otherwise. All of these prefab halls, building block pieces, everything in its place. Plants, flowers, trees. You can only impose so much order on them, you know? They soften the edges, reduce the monotony. But now all I have is this little garden, and it isn't even real. And I guess nor am I. Oh, Cornholio, what are we going to do? It's okay, don't panic, I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. That doesn't give me much hope. But you must know what you're doing if the AI thinks so. Sorry. Listen, let's change the subject, otherwise I won't be able to calm down. You must have some questions, something you want to talk about. The domes, your staff, dog photo. I'm doing dog photo. Oh, that's Charlie, my old dog. Wherever did you find this? Boy, do I miss that old corgi. Poor Charlie. I don't know how long it's been. Before I committed to Hudson Cartier and eventually to this, I had to give him up. He was the best. I tried to make him a working dog, but to be honest, he was kind of lazy. I wasn't great at training him. Charlie would sort of pretend to listen to me, but he always had his own agenda. I was a sucker for it. He was just too charming, that scruffy little guy. He's probably, well, gone by now. But the farmer who took him was great to him, I know. Good old Charlie. I'm so glad you brought this to me. It's nice to think about the old farm. It helps me focus. I think I can work even harder on these fixes for your ship now. Is there anything else you'd care to talk about? The domes. Sure, I can tell you more about the agrodomes before everything went askew. It was quite the place. You probably saw the main agricultural dome. That was where the production took place. It was really something else. Prior to coming here, we had researched for a decade the kinds of plants we should cultivate. We went through so many trails for suitability, nutrition, efficiency. Beans, greens, potatoes. We got bean, green, potato, tomato, lamb, ram, hog, dog. That's the name of this episode. We couldn't bring meat or animals. They were just too costly and difficult to manage. But the food processors could take plant parts and create so much of them. Vegans! That technology was headed up by a team that Pierre appointed. My job was to find the right plants, the ones that could be used for hundreds of different things. We actually lost more seeds than we expected during space travel here, so in a way, we started behind schedule. Finally, where'd the seeds go? Just they floated off into space? Finally, or maybe they're just like so small. Whatever. Finally, I was able to farm for real. Not just to feed myself, but to supply an entire system. I think my parents would have loved it. I'm just like really parched when I play this game. Is there anything else you'd care to talk about? Your staff. Since that's the last one. Yeah, okay, we could talk about them. Although, I warn you, I'm better with plants than I am with people. I think one of the other reasons I love working with plants so much is that they're systems I can understand. People are different. The lab work, farming, it's all complicated and often hard to predict, but people are just more so. Being the chief at the domes reminded me of that. If I'm being honest, be honest. You have a crush on me, I know. I would have preferred to be in the labs all day, not managing people. I'm not sure I was the best of it. Well, I know I wasn't, although I can't quite remember why. I guess the AI's version of me isn't as complete as it should be. I do remember, however, Ashley. She was chief genetics researcher. We didn't always see eye to eye. You know, just before the Rift event, I recall us having quite a heated argument. And then she busted your head open? Oh wait, was that someone else? No, that was her. She wanted to push ahead with a new strain of tuber, and I disagreed. Tubing. I can't thank you enough for coming to visit. It does get lonely in here, even if it is beautiful. I hope you'll come back again sometime. You bet? If I can, we'll see. I'll say you bet. That would be great. It helps to talk about these things, go over old details. It'll keep me sharp so I can help you with your ship. I'm going to go back to my garden now, I suppose. Good luck, Cornholio. I hope to see you again soon. I wonder if they can all see each other, like the AI versions of the colonists, if they can interact with each other or see each other. Okay, so as per usual, I usually end it right after the Holosim Chamber. That's gonna be part 4 for Alone With You. I hope this picks up because it's an interesting game, but I need a little something. I need a little something else. Okay, bye.